Okay. And yeah, we are recording all of this at this point in time. Molly. Ice room. My bad. Yeah.
I think that is.
Hold on. Do you want to do it at the same time, real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Ba-da-da-ba-da.
It's the ice room.
Ba-da-ta-ta-ta. What about like a little two there?
Ba-da-da-da-da.
Ba-da-ta-ta-ta.
Oh, yeah.
Ba-da-ta-ta-ta.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
Ba-da-ta-ta.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
Da-da-ta-ta. It's the ice room.
That was so beautiful.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well,
We're working on
it, but we're not really working on it when we're not in front of the camera. So you guys get to see us work on it every time in front of you. It is
Welcome
today.
back.
Yeah, welcome. Hey, welcome back. Sit down, open a beverage of selection, or potentially get. I was going to tell them to get high, but that's probably rude of me, isn't it? I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. Well, don't do that unless, of course, you would like to. And if you'd like to get high, that's fine.
Anyway, as you listen to us, grab a drink, sit down, or be working out. However you want to listen to this.
You don't have
ride
to sit down.
work.
You can walk around.
You can walk around, clean your house.
Manically pace. Yeah, clean your house if you're me listening to this on, whatever day it is. Alec, clean your house,
Alec, clean. Oh my God. Today, let's just go over real quick before we get into anything crazy. I just want to go over one more thing about Alec's car. This is the second time.
Now,
Alec
I
picked me
thought,
up.
this is the second time I picked Molly up, and I
I
thought,
didn't think, I knew what I was getting into.
and that's what I thought too. I thought, okay, Molly knows what she's getting into. Now, I still, tried to make preparations. I tried to scrub the seat, and what ended up happening was the seat ended up getting wet because of that. And then Molly had
Can I just say, first of all, I knew what I was getting into, so I was mentally preparing for what I was, gotten into the other week. And, of course, Alec took it upon himself to try to fix it.
do a better job,
And I will say that, first of all, your car smelled like I have not smelled that smell ever.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Does the house smell?
No. The house doesn't smell like that. You don't smell like that. At first, Alec was like, I think it might be me. And
That
I
was a
said,
joke. I know it's not me.
Yeah, because you just showered.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Thank God.
I wanted to, on behalf of the car, I wanted to give the car an excuse. So I blamed myself,
So basically, it just was very wet. It smelled like, I think I said bird food or something. It just smelled very odd.
Which there was a lot of seeds in the car. Wet bird food.
And then as I was sitting, which I'm wearing shorts today.
The wet bird food could come from the fact that I've left the door open to the car. Like, there have been multiple nights where I've woken up in the morning and the car got rained on all night because I left the door open, which is a bad idea.
And I wish that was honestly what the excuse for my seat being wet was. But now knowing that spot the other week that was like dried, looked like dried chocolate ice cream, when I looked down and it wasn't really there, but it was still kind of there, I knew Alec tried to clean it, but here I am with shorts on, feeling this sticky wetness.
No, I got in there. I took a scrub brush and some all-purpose cleaner, and I sprayed that bitch up, and I brushed her up, but
I'm gonna need
to no avail.
I'm gonna get hives on my legs tomorrow morning, just like on that. It's okay.
I
I'm
even
not
was
judging.
like, do I need to put a towel down or something? And I, should have, I guess, But hey, we're here, dirty car and all, we made it here.
And here we are.
Not in the actual ice room, but we're doing the ice room.
We are doing the ice
This
room.
isn't the actual ice room. And I would love if we could do this from the actual ice room. Not actually,
and
but
just have people come in and out, like, just
we
grabbing
did say
ice.
that. That would be so funny if we did it, like, on a shift while people were working. But, like, that
I think
would...
we could get away with it, like, 1 or 2 days. Like, Sunday nights. If
we did it on a Sunday night.
Yeah, like instead of sitting at the bar drinking and being like hoodlums, we'll just be like
we could totally
hoodlums in the back. We could grab and it'll be so interesting for the viewers because our ice room is constantly changing. Like sometimes there's thousands of chairs in there. The next day there's one random table that's broken.
Well, exactly. Well, I would think that we would do it trying to kind of towards the back, so that we could see anybody that walks in near the ice, and have the ice machines as the backdrop. And then, people would come in and, we'd have a lot of visitors. We'd have to have a third mic for that.
Yeah.
For all the visitors that would come by.
I think some people would just walk around and just not bother. There'd be people like Julian, 100%, that would just fucking...
grab the mic every time and say something. If I walked past and I saw two people podcasting while I was working, I would walk past every time and say something stupid on one of the microphones. Table 42, I'd say something stupid about what's going on. I'd be like, Nancy just told me that her margarita wasn't sweet enough. Some BS, like what was actually going on at the time.
86 mahi mahi.
Yeah. They told me we got an 86 the mahi mahi. This bitch already ordered 5 of them.
I hate when they tell you that something's 86.
After you've ordered it.
After you ordered it, it's been 15 minutes. Your table is expecting it to come out. They're probably hungry, expecting that it's coming out any second. And then next thing you know, your server comes over. Oh, we don't have that. That is I would be so upset.
I would be so upset. And here's the thing. I get to be on the end of the server who has to apologize for doing that.
And I hate
being that person.
Sometimes I tell the kitchen, I'm like, you do it now because I don't want to be the guy.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. I'm like, okay, go tell my table we don't have any chicken wings today. All right, go tell them.
Literally, because especially if it is around the time that it should be coming out and now you tell me, then it's that's on you.
Well, and that's exactly what it is because the kitchen doesn't realize till half an hour. Oh, we said there were no chicken wings. How come you didn't tell them there's no chicken wings? Then they're like, Molly, they call you there. You're like, where's the chicken wings? They're like, oh, we forgot to tell you. We're 86 the chicken wings. You're 86 the chicken wings.
That is hold on. There was a time, it was a Sunday. Everything happens on a freaking Sunday.
This is exactly how it goes.
This Sunday, were you working the Sunday that the computer shut down?
I was working the Sunday that the computer shut down.
There was a couple times where the computer shut down, but there was one time where I was still serving.
And for your knowledge, the computers everything we do requires the computers.
Yeah, we're not old school where we write our tickets and stuff. We just put in the computer. And our computer system is actually a lot better than a lot of other restaurants because in other restaurants I feel like you don't have as many buttons, or at least the places that I worked at. Our computer system is we can put no tomatoes, sub green beans, this, that. You can put 1,000 different things.
Green beans that are green. Yeah, no, exactly. The other day I had a 3-bean soup go out and the guy asked for a 4th bean in the soup and I was able to do that with the kitchen because of our modify buttons. But yes, go on.
Are you serious?
They said, they said, what is the soup du jour? I said, we have 3-bean soup as our soup of the day with gazpacho. They said, hold the gazpacho, let me get that 4th bean in that soup.
And you did it for them? You got some black beans?
Bro, I went to my house. I got some beans of the ground, and I sprinkled them in there like Mother Nature herself upon the soup. Little soup de mystery.
Soup de mystery. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know nothing about that.
Molly's like, well, Alec, what are you talking about?
But on the
that
Sunday,
4-bean soup, baby.
They were.
Let me get that 4th bean. Sorry.
Alec is just going to go on about the damn 4-bean soup.
Let me get that 4th
This is
bean.
why people can't ask for things anymore in the restaurant because you get people like Alec who will actually make it happen for absolutely no reason.
No, I will not give you a 4th bean in the 3-bean soup, Cornelius. You're getting 3 beans, goddammit. No 2, no 4. 3 beans, I say.
No more, no less.
There were 3 wise men that gave Jesus the gifts. What did they give him? Frankincense and myrrh and some other things. Now, how many beans are there? 3. No less and no more. 3 beans.
Don't be asking for 4-bean soup. Don't be funny. Stop with your dad jokes. But as I was saying, no. With the Sunday where the computers went down and we couldn't ring things in, we had to go back to the traditional way. And
yeah, we had to knock. We couldn't ring them in. We had to knock.
Restaurant is so huge, you can't do that. It is nearly impossible to run our restaurant with just the traditional writing down our orders and giving it to the kitchen. But I was working outside.
Not to mention my
day.
handwriting.
Oh yeah, some of us have terrible handwriting, Alec. But I literally still don't know what this says on there. Like I'm looking at that like, what are our notes of today?
It says rough. It says rough description.
Okay.
It looks
like a K.
It's an R. It does look like a K. It looks like cow description.
Anyway,
well, this second word here, you can tell me what that one was.
I knew what that was.
Description?
Yeah. It also looks like discipline or something like discipline. Or
decimal.
Discuss our... I know it says weekend, but it says weehaw. Weehaw.
This R looks like discuss.
A W. Why is there an extra div?
I wrote R, and the U and the R look exactly the same.
Oh, okay. I see it now. Yeah, the R and the U do look the same. All right, well, anyway.
Sorry, that's enough of the notebook.
On that Sunday, they didn't tell us. I was out on the patio. They didn't tell the people on the patio that the computers went down. So we were bringing in food still thinking that it's going to come out, and it never did, and the kitchen was never making it because we never gave the orders to the kitchen. It was a rough Sunday.
It was a bad day.
Almost every Sunday is a rough Sunday.
It was a bad Sunday, but let's bring you into today. What's today? Today is Tuesday, May 31st, and we're feeling free today.
We're feeling free, like
liberated and free.
Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, we're feeling like some feathered spheres that fly through the air.
We're not ruffling no feathers today.
No. That was bizarre because you told that story, and if you haven't heard Molly's wonderful story from the last one, then you have to go listen to it. I don't know what you're doing. Okay? Yeah. But she told me she went in this whole fucking thing about how, this guy was terrible. But then I thought, well, wouldn't that be great? To leave state.
To leave state and be a feather ruffler.
Be out there ruffling them feathers. And I heard that and I just thought it was so funny. But we're feeling free. Today. We want to fly like an eagle. Steve Miller, shout him out, They
love saying that.
But it's May 31st and it's summer now.
It is summertime.
The vibes, the mood, everything has shifted and changed.
Freaky out here.
But
people are having sex. Let's get into it, Alec, right away.
Who's having sex?
If you work in a restaurant, you know people are having sex. Not me, but you know people are having sex. And what we wanted to discuss was that
we didn't really want to discuss this. I mean, we're gonna discuss it. Well, Molly,
people are having babies out here. It's insane.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever, here's my question to you, the viewer. Do you possess your virginity? And are you looking to change that? Maybe find yourself a job at a restaurant.
If you want to have a lot of sex.
Restaurant,
If you want to have a lot of sex, get a job at a restaurant. If you are missing that part in your life.
If you're thinking, man, I wish, I could just slide them on in there. I don't want to get too vulgar with them. I feel like I'm about to get too vulgar with them.
Yeah, don't get too vulgar.
And describe it a little too much.
No, Alex, stop. Alec turned on the TV today, and I literally thought the last thing that he was watching... I was so scared for my life. I thought he was watching like literally a threesome with girls, and it was like all girls, but it was really just girls
it was
each
girls
other.
like heads, and one of them was like wet, or sweaty almost. So it looked like it was a porno because all you could see was three girls like heads and like sweat,
and
you're immediately
like,
oh.
And I literally was like, oh my god.
You're like, well, I didn't see the penis, but it must be somewhere here.
It was I was frightened, but
yeah, well, I mean, we don't mean to air our dirty laundry, but I guess we must in a certain sense because what do you think? You think there's been a lot of happenings, you would say, to put lightly?
So I feel like at our restaurant, and like I said, I feel like every restaurant has their little, skeletons in the closet. But I will say that at our restaurant,
well, I hope they're not, in there at McDonald's, porking it.
they're definitely. I mean,
They're
I don't know. But that's the thing. When you're working with food is so arousing.
I mean,
you ever have a really good meal and you just feel like
aroused. Interesting. I would say it's more the drinks that are arousing.
That too. And we get
get a drink on.
We get like a free drink at our job, and that's like probably the worst thing that they could ever do for us.
Yeah, I you know what's crazy, because I've heard my mom be like, "Yo, like that's crazy that they let you guys do that," because like I've worked at restaurants where they don't let anybody drink.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying would be a good or a bad idea. I'm not here to debate that.
It definitely brings in the culture. It makes us closer to one another. But I do feel like when I first started working there, every single person that worked there had a DUI, and there's such a reason for it.
Well, that's the less. I mean, that's something that's prevalent, but we don't need to get too,
Yeah.
caught up in it. More of like the fact that it's just funny because it's like we all work together, and then at the end of the night, you're like, oh, I wonder if Alec's going to get drunk and make a fool of himself.
Every week, Alec literally makes a fool of himself.
That's not true. Were you there on Friday?
I actually was.
Oh, we talked about this.
And you didn't even come by.
I was, can I say, it's great. And I love it because of that. Because we have the band at our wonderful restaurant. We have a band, and the band comes in. And then I say, let the band play.
Oh, Jesus.
10 o'clock hits. Oh, Jesus. 10 o'clock hits. Let the band. And I said, let the band play. Oh, let the band play. Oh, let the band play.
Jesus.
And then the band played. And everything changes.
Everything changes.
Everything changes.
Everything gets a little bit.
It's wild. So let me take you in, if I will.
Yes, Alec.
to a night,
A steamy
You walk
Saturday
in.
night.
You walk in, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
You're a 4 o'clock shifter today. You've kind of been doing whatever it has been that you've been doing for the past whatever days, and you're like, oh, geez, I got to show up.
You did it again.
Oh, well,
you show up
I
at
edit
the
these.
restaurant.
I edit
I know.
these, so
Nobody
nobody has ever heard it. Anyway, I show up at the restaurant. I'm like, oh, 4 o'clock. So you get in there, you've been like running around. You always have errands to do Saturday morning for whatever reason. If you're me, I guess.
Yes.
I'm like, did 7 things and I just barely made it in. And it's 4 o'clock, Everything is still at play. You have no idea what is to become of your day, really.
Yeah.
What section am I going to be tonight? Who's here? You walk in, you open the door. And you know what's interesting? You could come from wherever you want to come from. And that too says something, because if you walk through the kitchen, oh, hola, señor,
Oh, yeah.
you were walking by all the cooks, and you have, your little chats with all these guys, and then, oh, how are the pickles today, Liam? As I approach the runners, and then you walk out on the floor and you see everything. But at 10 o'clock, and I don't mean to because I could honestly probably do that for way too long, in way too much detail. But at 10 o'clock,
10 o'clock.
So 4 o'clock you come in very, what's going to happen? But you know what's about to happen is looming. It could be looming, it could not be looming. But the impending doom could be coming. I need plates!
Oh, Jesus!
I need cups!
Oh, Jesus!
Where's the Tito's?
Oh!
Where's my food for table 42?
42. Oh, Jesus!
And it's always going to happen.
It's always going to happen.
It might not. It might not. But if it does happen, it's coming. So you get in there at 4 o'clock. What's going to happen today?
We never know what's going to happen.
And then you're like,
We always know what's going to happen. It always happens.
Where's the plates?
The plates.
And where's the cups?
And the cups. It's always the kids' cups. Always the kids' cups.
Who's got the straws?
Oh.
God knows.
We're
God
never
knows.
prepared.
God never.
Like, as prepared as you want to be, you're just never prepared for what's about to happen.
Yeah, listen to me right now. If you're a customer, no, whatever you see going on, it's 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? Would you say
That is-
maybe that might be an exaggeration, but I really would love to see our restaurant purely from the customer's eyes because, oh man, in the back, we got me and Molly, and we're going, where's the plates? Come on.
It's always something. It's always something. Like we were talking
you didn't
about
have me
where...
that time, though. That was fine.
Oh, Jesus! It is always something, though, and like we were talking about before with the 86, like, it's always 86, and they don't want to tell us it's 86 until it's too late, and then our customers are mad.
Then our
Which
customers are
you
mad.
Know, it's understandable. And it's not our fault, but they're mad. And I can tell, because you're hangry. People get hangry. We deal with a lot of hangry, aroused humans.
You know what's interesting about that? Yeah, did you have something? You know what's interesting about that is you have to be the person out there, like you said, 86th, apologizing. We don't have the chicken wings today. It ain't the kitchen out there apologizing. It's not my fault. You know, so, but I'm back there. Why don't we got the chicken wings? How come? God forbid we don't got the chicken wings today. And I got to deal with it. No,
we do. There's a lot of stress that goes on in the restaurant because you feel like it's your table. You wanna be there for your customers. You know, you wanna fight for your customers.
You're fighting. You're out there on the front lines with sword in hand, fighting for your customers. You are
serve my country. I say it every day.
My tables need their drinks. In the name of USA, I am here to defend my table's honor. You will bring them their food and you will make their drinks. Yo, that's facts though. As the server though, which is different, you really are that middleman. You're like, yeah, I got you guys. I got you guys. But then you got to go get it.
I honestly, ever since I became a bartender, I really just don't ever see myself ever serving again because as a server, there's so many different aspects. You got the host. If they seat that person wrong, that person's automatically mad for no reason. Then you got your drinks, the bar. You know, the bar starts slowing down the tickets with the drinks. Then you're not getting your drinks. Then next thing you know, they're getting their appetizers before their drinks. Now they're mad. You got the kitchen. If the kitchen starts messing up, again, that's on you.
You got all those things. And the bar specifically this weekend, one time, don't mean to be like this, but my ticket, for example, just to give them an example, at 7:39, I rang in a drink. The ticket, I'm then looking, says 7:39, the drink was ringing. At 7:59, I'm looking at my phone like I need this drink for the table. And that's not me. I'm standing there trying to get the drink for the table. The drink ain't ready. And now I'm just like, I tell the tables, I throw you guys under the bus. I'm like, it's not ready yet. Like, I've walked by.
It wasn't me though, right?
No, it wasn't you. Wasn't you. I'm not going to say who it is because I'm not like personally blaming somebody.
Exactly.
I'm just saying this is the example of the things you have to do.
No matter what, like stuff just like it's a domino effect. And unfortunately, servers are the middleman and they get the most brunt of it.
You're out there fighting for you got to have everybody. You tell your table, yes. You say, what could I do for you? They say, do this for me. You say, okay.
You got to find the Weeble watches, Weeble wedges.
They give you a list of tasks. You complete list of tasks.
Yes, it's always, and that's the thing is that, the bar doesn't have to deal with that as much. Like, obviously, there's people right in front of your face and everything, but it's more of like hey, like you come here often. I know you, you know me. We're respectful with one another. You want to talk, you don't want to talk. It is up to you. It's your life. It's your experience.
Which is very different.
But then the bar, like the kitchen at the bar, like not a lot of people order food at the bar. I mean, they do, but like it's obviously not like servers where you got like 5 people at a table ordering food and it could mess up. One of those could get messed up real quick. The bar is like, oh, I want buffalo wings. That's really hard to mess up.
Yeah. And if you do, it's like that one guy where it's like sometimes annoying as a table, they're all trying to eat together.
Yeah.
At the bar, they're not really trying to. I don't know. I don't really. But I wouldn't imagine that they're trying to eat together as closely as like a table who came out to eat together. They're there to have drinks and maybe to eat, and they'll eat on their own time.
Like, yeah, they'll be sharing stuff. So if their one appetizer doesn't come out, but they have one already in front of them, they're fine. But, like, I know what you're saying. Honestly,
if you're four top, if somebody's missing their burger and three of them got
like,
their food,
for you, or they feel awkward if they eat, and
it's
then,
not good.
Which also is another thing. As customers, how do you feel about servers taking away a plate if that person's done with it and you're not done eating? Do you do that?
What do you? Oh, you're saying like if I pre-bus like the table. Like if I take somebody's plate while somebody else is eating, I've felt rude about that before. I mean, I think that I feel rude about that all the time. Like when one person is, you know what, and I sometimes even will try not to do it. You know, the part of me wants to take everything, the glasses, everything. Yeah. But sometimes it's like, oh no, I'm still using that. And I'm just like, but then I'm just, I'm just trying to,
I think some people are just too slow.
You have to find that, like...
You obviously, somebody could eat fast. You don't want to take the plate away, like, too quick. But...
You know what's important about it? If you have good communication with your table, which is hard to have, then it's easier for that to, like, be understood.
Yeah, because some people slow down, and then they do want a box, but they want to still nibble at it. So they're not going to ask for a box yet because they still want to nibble. But then, like, if you come over cleaning the table and you're like, hey, like, did you want a box for that? Then they're more open to being like, yeah, I would, even though I'm going to nibble a little bit. They don't feel as rushed. They still are going to pack up what they want to pack up, eat what they want.
Interesting
I think
thing.
It's just like, yeah, that's a thing.
That's an interesting thing, which I do think about all the time, though, when I'm, like, grabbing somebody's plate. But, like, if you're finished, if your plate's completely clean, and the other person is still eating, sometimes I don't feel super rude about just, like, pulling your plate. Because I'm trying to get as much stuff off the table. And I also feel like I'm cleaning up for you. And you see that I'm cleaning up for you, and I hope that maybe you appreciate that. Yeah. Maybe.
I feel like as servers, we do things hoping and praying that the customer notices. And meanwhile, the customer, unless you're a server who's a customer... I feel like they don't always pick up on. They do, but they don't. They do.
You know what, though? It's interesting because they'll pick up on it if you don't do it.
Yes.
If you don't properly pre-bus the table, the whole table will be dirty, and then they'll start complaining.
Yeah.
And picking up the plates and putting them on other tables.
I hate that, but
and being like, can I give this to you? And you're like, you're not even my table guy.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to hand it to whoever's walking by.
Yeah.
Well,
people get antsy. People,
that's interesting.
Hunger is such an interesting thing because it can make people so different. Some people get really angry. Some people are just so happy. Some people are, it's just like an odd mixture of people that you get in a restaurant because I feel like dealing with people's stomachs, you change the chemicals inside.
Well, and also the alcohol is changing the chemicals too. We
got a section at our restaurant that is just known for being like, those tables that the couples, they stay a little longer than they should, and they just, instead of going home and banging like they just normally would, they want to sit there in the booth in the corner and do some frisky business. And
that's facts. I don't know what's up with that, and that's not even what we're talking about. We were talking about more about the staff banging each other.
Staff, yeah. It's with the food. It's the aroma in the restaurant.
You think the chemicals of all that food and everything.
I feel like other than, like, obviously you, Alec, and, like, a lot of the people that we work with, I really do enjoy hanging out with outside of the restaurant. But I will say that, like, it's different when you're in a restaurant. When you're around those people in the restaurant, you like them a lot more in that area. Sometimes going and hanging. Have you ever hung out with a restaurant friend outside of the restaurant? It just felt weird. Because sometimes, it's different for you because you also know a lot of this stuff.
Well, definitely. Well, most of the stuff I don't know prior. Most of the stuff I know prior because I worked there prior. I met all of those people at, like Ian, I know him prior, yes, from working at the restaurant. But I met him there. You know, so like
Oh,
I
yeah.
knew people prior, but like most everybody I've met from there,
Yeah.
and certain of those people I do things with. I mean, it's different. I definitely will get what you're saying because you're in that setting, and that setting is very conducive. And then when you're in a different setting, it's a little bit like, oh,
Like,
we're not at the restaurant.
There's some people I had to really take a step back, but there were times where like I would really be interested in a human that I work with, and then if I were to really hang out with them outside of the job, not so much like as like attracted. I don't know.
So you would say that you think that our restaurant is very conducive to banging.
Well, okay, what were you
You'd
talking
say
about?
put some people in there, they will bang.
There's an aroma. There's a lot of rooms. There's a lot of hidden places. There's a lot of flirtatious energy that ends up coming about. Not so much anymore. But like when I was in my 21 phase, 22 phase, it's hard to like, you know, there was an attractive staff. It always depends on the attractiveness staff. Some people work with older people and
I don't think they saw that at all, but hey. Yeah, some people.
It does depend on the attraction of the staff. We were talking about this the other day. Actually, you weren't there, but we were talking about how attractive our staff is now, and I said that
our staff was more attractive. You thought?
Well, okay, men and women back in the day were attractive. Now it's just kind of no offense, Alec.
I've
now
upped
it's
my
just
game.
The women, okay, like the women are hot at our job. They have been for a while now, and the men just seem to get. Like, no offense. And this
Damn. Wow. Well, who are you
know what?
saying, though, was like a hot guy that's not there anymore? Because, like,
That's true.
the only person I can think of that you're like, oh, that guy was super hot when he worked there. I mean, what, you're going to say Eddie? You're not going to say Eddie. I mean, Eddie was a player, you know, if he's watching this.
I doubt it.
But like, I mean, what
Honestly,
gorgeous
you're right.
guys
There was not-
worked there?
Well,
Jason?
I just don't want to name. Well, actually, I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. DJ was fine as fuck. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, name a name out here. I'll agree with that.
Nico was good looking until he lied about having a sexual relationship with me, but we're not going to get into that.
Oh, Nico.
Nico was fine too.
I forgot about that
Nico
guy.
was good looking.
I didn't. DJ. I really only think about the serving staff sometimes when I think about past members. Because when I think about the guys that I used to serve with, I mean, what you're saying?
Not Jason.
Who are you saying?
I don't know. Like, I just felt like the
Arnold was an
energy-
attractive guy. I mean, yeah.
Arnold, you know, I love Arnold. Arnold
Arnold
knows I
watches
love-
this
I know.
too. So
I miss Arnold every single day of my life. I wake up and I think about Arnold. Arnie.
hey, Mike, if he's watching this, very attractive
Mike
guy.
too. Oh, I love
Has
Mikey.
was an attractive guy. Now I would
Single.
argue
Wait, oh,
has upped his game with his. What were you gonna say?
oh, nothing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he's more attractive this day and age because he's a more, refined man
Refined.
who
yes.
has built up his muscular atrophy
but
as well.
Mikey doesn't work there as much, or I
Okay.
feel like I don't see him as
Okay.
much.
Fair,
Some people would
fair.
argue, Eli was attractive.
Eli
had.
you can
I
argue was
heard,
attractive.
Big dick energy. He is one of the
Definitely
ones
had that.
Yeah, he was a part of the banging crew that a lot of people.
He
Eli
was-
got a little bit.
Well, we're
Not
only
to-
naming first names here, so it could be Eli Manning for all you know.
Yeah.
But you could argue was part of the banging stuff because kind of got a kid out of that. So
we
kind
love
of sort
we love our
of
babies.
kind of sort of got a kid out of that. So you could
Um,
definitely. What are you going to tell me?
Don't say it.
Dave was that hunk back in the day.
I
that
never
there?
was attracted to Dave, honestly.
Dave was a sexy man,
But a
though.
lot
That
of
did
women
work.
really understand it. And Dave got a kid now.
Because I'm going to
too.
say Justin still works there.
Justin,
so you
Justin's
can't.
good looking.
Yeah. I would, yeah. But he still works there. So you can't say.
Exactly. But it's different. I guess.
One of the sexiest men that we're definitely forgetting is
Jazz.
Mr.
No.
Oh, I was going to say. Well, shout him out. I mean, yeah.
No,
but
I don't find Jazzy attractive either.
Oh!
No offense. Very great personality.
If he hears that, damn.
Great personality.
Great
very
personality.
attractive personality, but not. Some people like man
Would you
buns.
say
I'm not.
shave the beard? No.
No, don't do. I mean, I don't know. Do what you want. Do what you want.
I heard that said maybe once. That's not coming from me. But but one of the sexy men
Rick.
from
Oh my God.
who we're forgetting about
Our owner
is Robert. Is Robert?
Robert, of course.
Is a very sexy man who used to work there and still works there. So you can't.
Robert.
So you're saying our men are lower now? I'm just trying to see where you're coming from on this.
Who do we got now that's new? Like we got like a lot of.
Okay, you got Julian.
Julian is good looking, alright.
Smooth player.
Very smooth.
Smooth player. Maybe says some.
I got so heated at Julian one day. I have never gone off on another person in a very long time, and Julian was one of them that I was like, you're like one of the most annoying people that work here. I just felt so bad because I really went off. And I do like Julian a lot. I think
it's Julian. I think that's him. But I do also want to say I trained him. And when I trained him, I was very yeah, dude, just be crazy.
Well, there we go.
But I think it's him. I don't want to be like, that's
Julian's
me.
not, Julian's
but like
not bad.
I did train him, so I don't.
Julian's not bad. We had a couple like bar backs and bartenders in the back, there's that one bar back that people are like obsessed with. That's like kind of like here and there because he's like in and out of school. He looks like he's like
the guy with the cauliflower ear.
Does he have it?
The jacked guy, who's like a white guy.
Yeah, he
very
looks
normal looking.
He looks like he's like late 20s, but he's really like 19 or something.
But his ear is all.
I didn't notice that.
Okay.
But yeah, like people find him
I'm wondering
attractive.
if that's what you're talking about.
Maybe I just don't find people like that much attractive. That's why I'm not banging nobody.
You know what I will notice? I think that I was definitely among the youngest in the staff. And now I feel sometimes like I'm one of the older people there. And I wonder if maybe that has anything to do with it on your end as well as my end. Because I feel that way in both respects. I will say, some beautiful ladies that we're missing are Taylor, and Rocky, who were some beautiful ladies that worked there. I don't want to say the girls have gotten uglier, but because that would be super rude to say.
Honestly, I don't know.
I would never say that. I would never say that. That's not true because there's lots of
everybody's
lovely-looking
attractive
ladies
in their own way.
like Sylvia.
I think Sylvia's beautiful.
MILF status out here.
I think, damn right. Damn right. Her and her iced coffee every day with her dogs. Like, if I was a man... Look, there's a lot of girls that we work with.
She's got a man, so don't be coming to the restaurant trying to pick up Sylvia if you're some guy out there.
I just think that.
Also, if you're some guy out there, don't be trying to come. Well, we don't say the names, so they don't.
So what we were talking about the other day, not me and Alec, but me and some of the gals, of our restaurant. We were asking, like, without knowing personality, just off of looks, who are your top 3? And I would like to know Alec's top 3 women at the job, regardless of personality, just as shallow of looks, as shallow. This
is mad shit talking, like, and nobody knows, like.
Nobody knows. Yeah, I feel like this is for the people that don't know the people at our job. It
means absolutely nothing. But I will. I'm not spilling these cards. I'll spill these cards to you. You're gonna get me to say this right now. I'll say this to you. There's a ton of obviously beautiful girls that we work with. Melissa and Deja definitely come to mind. Are 2 names I'll throw out there, but I'm not gonna give you my top 3. That's a vague.
That's like a 2. That's a top 2 right there.
What did I make it on anybody's list? Because without personality,
No, I don't know if I don't know if that name has. I don't know. There was a lot of names being thrown around.
Okay.
But I would say for my top two, I honestly forgot my top two. I mean, my top three. If I had to, I mean, again, this means absolutely nothing to any of the people. Probably.
Well, so to the people that work with us, it means yeah, something.
I already forgot. I think it was.
I'm gonna change my three. My three, in no particular order, are JJ Franks, Ian the Cuz Dog, and Dill Pickle.
Really? In no particular order.
In no particular order, because there are some beautiful gentlemen. Okay.
I think for my women would be Deja.
That was just guys I like. That wasn't me ranking guys.
You know what? There's just a lot of attractive humans at our job, regardless of everything, men and women. But yeah,
you got me thinking. Yeah, but that's probably why a lot of us bang, is because there's a lot of like attractive 20-year-old people who like to do things like that. Oh wow, there's so many people that I'm thinking of now that you said that. I mean, obviously these are conversations we have, and Robert, my friend, brought up last time when I asked you, who do you think has... We got to just stop talking about, like, all this. Let me go into something that I wanted to say before.
Yes.
We were talking about the failure of communication among the staff, which is, I think, something anybody who's worked in any job can relate to, is the failure of communication always results in bad things. But here are some of the bad things that resulted in the failure to communicate. On Sunday night, and the grand dessert fiasco. Now,
what happened?
Now, the kitchen closes at 9, and this is some inside baseball here for you customers. When the kitchen closes at 9, that means that the cooks are running out the door at 8:57.
There's no cooks in the building at 9 o'clock.
There's no cooks.
Unless they're drinking sorbet.
I was going to say, they're in the building. They're in the building. There's nobody cooking at 9 o'clock. So at 9:02, I rang in 5 desserts. It was a holiday weekend, mind you.
Oh, God.
What do we... Can I not get these desserts? And you know what? But, like, this is my fault because I went up to the table and I just assumed that they wouldn't want any desserts. It was bad out of me,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have just, like, been like, and then I said to them, oh, well, the kitchen's closing right now. If you guys wanted any desserts, I could do them for you right now. I'm sorry I didn't ask you any earlier. The lady looks up and says to me, yeah, you really should have. And I was just like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. I didn't really say anything to her. I said, yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I apologized to her. And then she comes back with me again. And you actually took a while to take our order, too.
Oh, my God.
So I'm like, okay. And it was literally like the girl at the table, her daughter's like, Mom. But, so I'm trying to get the...
This is after...
Oh, my God. This is what? Go ahead, continue.
This is after, like, they ate and everything? This is after they ate.
This is after they ate. This is after the fact of all those things. She's, like, talking all this shit to me. It's the last table of the day. I don't give a damn anymore, I'm like, okay, order the desserts. Don't order the desserts.
So what did you do with the
She
desserts?
orders the desserts. We get 5. We get 2 brownies, some sorbet, a cookie skillet, and creme brulee or an apple pie. Something else.
Yeah.
No, 2 brownies, 5 desserts. Who knows? I go in the kitchen. I say, "Oh man, I'm thinking this will be fine. It's 9:02. It's a holiday weekend. They're definitely back there. This is dessert. It's dessert. It's fine." I'm like, it'll be fine. I'll just walk back there and they'll be like, "Yeah, whatever. We got it." There's probably something up on the board because you got to figure somebody ordered something at 8:55. So the cooks are back there, for another 20 minutes cooking shit.
Alec
they should be.
Alec is already prepping and coming up with all the reasons why the cooks should have been there after hours. He's like
trying to explain why I'm not in the wrong.
Exactly.
Is exactly it. And then, but I was, and I knew that.
Did you have to make the desserts yourself? What happened?
Well, so they said we're not gonna make them.
They're very, very stern on.
We're not the runner, Rocco, who is 18 or 19, 20,
young boy,
in the kitchen, who I know, I have banter with, I actually mess with Rocco because Rocco lives on my street, and he's banging my neighbor, so I'm like.
Everybody's
Yeah, dude. So I'm like, all this time I didn't know who my neighbors were, and now I find out both my neighbors are banging. It's messed up. Where am I in all of this? Not that Rocco, I want to bang you, but hey.
Okay, so
I'm
Rocco
just saying.
makes the desserts.
So Rocco said no desserts. So. It all happens on, whatever. No, I'm not going to say but anyway.
See, the managers, regardless, used to be like very adamant about we'll make it happen. Like a manager will make.
Shout out Ethan.
The managers would purposely sit a table at like 8:50 and be like, "No, we're serving them. Like we are serving."
And
them.
inform the kitchen to stay that extra time. And I will say, to credit, a man named Ethan always was the guy who I felt like did that. Some people didn't do that.
Yeah.
But a man named Ethan did do that. Now, here's what happened. Rocco says no. The dessert guy is a guy who I won't name because I'm not happy about how this situation unfolded. So I don't want to specifically name him negatively like that. But you could probably guess who the dessert guy was because it's usually who the dessert guy is.
Okay.
And I kind of have rapport with that guy. So I wasn't happy, but I didn't particularly talk to that guy. Rocco tells me no. I look at him. The dessert guy shakes his head. I go, no? I go, okay, I'm going to go get the managers. That's what I said. I was like, so I go.
Make it happen. We got to fight for our table.
That's what I'm saying. I'm out there fighting for my table. Now, meantime, my table's sitting out on the patio. Nice, luxurious patio. I want to give the description of the whole surrounding to them, but right now we're in the story. Anyway, the patio. There's 2 windows that you could kind of like look in. But I didn't really think, because during the daytime, you can't see in those windows because of the glare. And like, unless you're right next to them, you can't really see into them anyway from the outside. So I'm thinking they can't see me. I'm walking outside later because I'm getting ahead of myself in this story, really. But what I'm getting at is I come to find that these people probably watched me the whole time trying to fight for their table because I'm in there, and the way that the windows are positioned is right at the bar. Yeah, so like, there were problems with like the last bit of the audio, eh? That's a little Canadian. I'm more going for like a wee bit of a wanker, like Mitch, and Tina. But anyway, the audio cut out like, and I thought I couldn't just have it end on a net like that. I needed to just put a little outro in. I've been a wee bit little sick, whatever, and I'm really just coming on to say it's it. Like, it's the end of the video. Yeah, like, there was a problem with the microphone, there was another audio problem with the microphone on Alec's end, and Alec just needs to pay a wee bit more of attention to the beds and the microphones, otherwise keep mugging them off, and just needed to pay a wee bit of attention more to the audio recordings next time. make sure everything's all dolled up and pardon, But it's paradise now, There's a storm coming, but it's paradise now, I just been a wee bit little sick, and I just wanted to come on and say it's it, really. It's the end of the video. I'm sorry about whatever me and Molly were talking about. There was a lovely story in there about Ben, about cousin Ben and kangaroos. But cousin Ben in there had a great story about the fireman and the cousin Ben. And, it's all cut out now, because, the audio recording cut out, and, it's just the end of the video now. I just came on a little bit and say bye, so that's it, really. Me and Molly just did a little wee bit of, recording. And it's a mistake on my part, I should have been more open and honest with Jess, I thought that, she'd prefer to couple up with me a little bit. But, you see, I'm just sitting there, by myself, wanking me bits off, and just come here on here to say that I felt a bit, disrespected by the whole situation. And I didn't understand, I felt it was really massively buggy of her to disrespect us like that, But anyway, I just really come on to tell you that this is the end of the video, and there's nothing more else really that I have to say on the subject matter. I thought maybe there would be some things I had to say, but really, there's nothing I could think of really to tell you about things I had to say and this and that, really. I could go a wee bit round in circles, I guess, if I needed to. But I do reckon I must be getting inside in a bit here. It's about 11 o'clock on a Wednesday, June 8th, and I just got a wee bit little COVID, but I'm just sitting here by myself. And there was some problems with the audio recordings, and because of the matter of the problems with the audio recordings, the episode got cut a wee bit short. Like I said, this is the 4th or 5th time I've repeated it. I wonder if I'm just talking because a bit bored. Like I said, I've been a bit sick, so there's not much going on. Just been sitting at the house, just around the bed, did a little sleeping in the dungarees, and such. But now that I'm just making up words out here, I think it's better off that I wrap this up here, I reckon. Yeah, but that'll be it for the ice room, It was a nice chat me and Molly had. I think I ended it here with some God knows what banter, bit back and forth. If you listen to it, you listen to it. But I didn't want to just abruptly just end it like that with the little, cut the shit dry, I figured, let me at least explain myself. Come on here, come on here to explain myself rather than type out the words and let you know. I thought I'd come on here and explain myself a bit, let you know where I'm coming from, see where your head's at a bit. Part of me feels like, a bit disrespected, like. I reckon I feel a bit disrespected. I love Mitch, really. He's a top bloke, and I feel like he'd never do anything wrong to Dana. But after the last recoupling, I just felt like mugged off a wee bit, just disrespected, Nothing wrong with Mitch, alright? He's a top bloke. I don't know if I'm really high or not, I came out here and can I tell you something? There's gotta be big spiders out here, mate. I looked at the ground and there was a dead bee. A rather large dead bee, and it was just on the ground, just eating up, torn to bits, I don't know if you can see, I reckon, but there's been a bush that's grown in the side of the hill here. And I just don't know what's up with that, but I really think I reckon I should just cut this and cut my dries and cut my ties and move past it, really. I just thought I'd say that's it, this is the end of the video, but I can't seem to shut up, I just toss and turning around the ideas, really, and just giving you some thoughts and some foods and some brains, but this is the end of the ice room right here. Some ice, you say? I'd like some ice in these drinks over here. My bad. That's it. That's really, yes, this is a wonderful episode of Love the Ice Room, Island of Ice. And love and ice and room on the island in Australia. Yeah, that's it.